control reduction, and then you have your lap timer, here the RPMs, and if you have enough time you can watch as well your lean angle. If you go above more than 60 degrees, you made in the gravel. Here you see this light with the angle. This is for the DTC reduction. Maybe this you can see even better than that one. So this is one. Then we have another one to offer for you with a big round rev meter. Lap time is in the middle, and here you have your best lap and the difference between your best lap and your actual lap. And here we have just the lean angle, traction control, and the brake deceleration. You see here a number with DTC. Here you have next to the mini button the DTC button with plus minus. If you have a number, let's go this direction, 7 means a lot of support in this mode. And if you go the opposite way, 0 is default, and minus means that you have less support from system. So minus 7 is a little bit crazy today, so stay between 0 and plus. So now I would like to go, if you want to go one level up, you can always go on the mini button, and you see on the mini button here this arrow, press it, and then you come one up. So let's go to the configuration, settings. First I will go to vehicle settings, and then, no, let's go to the system settings. I was reckoning, let's change the language today to Chinese, because it's then really funny. You never will find out. So let's stay on English for everyone, UK English. So you can change really quite easy the language. So you see here on the track the tick in the box, so that means now we have the riding modes. You can see the riding mode here. This is the actual mode which we have chosen, it's Race Pro 1. As you know, in the past, here's the button, the mode button, and you can go from Race Pro 1, 2, 3, or Race. So if you change it, close the throttle, and you will directly go in the next level. So here. This is a short overview, what you have chosen. Race Pro 1 is for the street tires when it is dry. Race Pro 2 was for the slick tire, and today it's just a little recommendation on Race Pro 3, which Jürgen and Lucy now will check how it works. So this gives you a short overview. Let's jump in the Race Pro 3. How easily it's really to adjust. So you see the engine we choose for you, the power is race, optimum throttle, maximum torque, maximum power. Today, I would reckon that it makes more sense to go on level 2. You have still the maximum power, maximum torque, but you have a little bit less torque in the first gear, second and third gear. The benefit is the engine has not to fight against, or the traction control has not to fight against the maximum torque in the beginning. So if you want to have this level, here you see the arrow. This means on the multi-control, move it in this direction, and then you see the dot. So that's what we had. Then engine brake, we choose 3, that's the maximum, so no ignition, nothing, injection. 2 is a little bit injection, and 1 is being really free. Not like 2-stroke, but similar is going in this direction. So this gives you a very white line today when it's wet, so I would reckon that you stay on 3. Now, DTC and the traction control. The previous system was 1 was together the traction control and the wheel control, and now we have split it. The reason why is quite easy. We have now two systems, a fast one system and a slow one system, which regulate that. In the previous one, we have just one system. So one was the ignition and the butterfly was the same system, and now just a little bit. If you want to go deeper in detail, talk with Albert, but just generally, we have a system which is very fast, that's the ignition, and the butterflies are slow, and we have now both good work in the same time, so to give us the chance to go smoother on the throttle, and you don't fight against the traction control. So here, in the traction control, we choose today from the source dynamic mode. This is a high performance traction control, so that means really let you accelerate very fast out of the corner, and this is the range, maximum stability, but this is for street tires on normal road. So we'll check now if it makes sense to be on road modus or on dynamic modus with the rain tires, definitely not on race. So then let's go out, go to the wheelie control. As every one of you know, if you're on the racetrack and your lead angle is less than 30 degrees, it makes no sense to have a wheelie control, because the wheelie control, if you have the wheelie control on off, that will slow you a little bit down. So if you go about lap time. Here as well, in the rain you have a maximum stability, so that means your front wheel will always stay on the ground. We have no angle sensor in terms that we can measure how high the wheel is. We can a little bit measure, but if the road goes down or you have a bumpy road, we definitely not know how high the front wheel is. We can just a little bit calculate. So on 2, it's race mode that has slight wheelies, nice. The front rear is flying over the ground. That can make sense maybe today, or high wheelies, or off. Then you are the man who has to, or the woman, you have to steer the wheels over the rear brake or the throttle. So we go today maybe for 1. ABS, there we are really, really proud about the ABS, because you can't read it, I will explain you later. Here you have all the system. ABS Pro is a cornering system, rear lift detection is on the maximum, distribution from the front to the rear is on maximum, you have ABS on the rear, ABS on the front. So, and we have a partly integral, what you know, as you know, that means if I brake on the front, always we brake on the rear. If I brake just on the rear, it goes just on the rear brake. So I can go to 4, a little bit ABS Pro. This one is if you don't know how good the road is. So maximum support if the road is dirty or wet, that makes sense. This means this is the rain mode. So it's the rain mode. Then we have the road mode. You can brake a little bit harder, deeper in the corner, rear lift, let the rear a little bit come up. In 3, that's what we're now testing, Jürgen and Lucy. Still a little bit ABS Pro. Anti-rear lift is there, distribution to the rear a little bit reduced. And here, this is one of the race mode, which we mostly riding, no cornering ABS. You're responsible for that. You're as well responsible for your rear. If the rears come up, makes sense to open maybe the brake, the front. Distribution to the rear is on the minimum. It's always a little bit there, so roughly maybe 2%, something like that, going to the rear. And they have another one. This means if I brake on the front, I have still ABS on the rear, but as soon as I use the rear brake, I have no ABS on the rear, so that's for the real pros who won't slide in the corner. So this is, we stay on 3, and then we have the DTC, the dynamic damping control, and on the dynamic damping control, is the default is on 6. Today we open all the stuff a little bit, rebound on 4, compression on 4. The front damping is generally rebound and compression on 4, but you can, the harness is already prepared for a 2D linear sensor, then you have the rebound and compression as well. So maybe let's go just a little bit deeper, for example, to the compression. What means this 4? When you ride with the bike upright, we have the damping on 4. It's like an electronic or mechanical screw, just electronic. We put it on 4, so that means you have the damping on this level. And if you ride upright, then we open more or less the whole system, that you have nice comfort riding style on the sport bike. But as soon as you accelerate or you brake or you go in the corner, the damping stay on this level. Because our philosophy is that we have the damping and the traction control knows what the DTC is doing. If the DTC would still working in the corner, open the valve, close the valve, open the valve. Then you have two systems which have handled that. You have the traction control and the electronic system. So here, 14 means you have to tighten the screw fully, like a mechanical in the previous one. So that makes definitely no sense. So we stay on 4. And here, if I go definitely out to the next level, so you can see the difference. Maybe it's a little bit tough. Let's do it like this. So you see really the difference. With the slick time, we have the damping in the front on 11, the compression on 9, rebound on 11, and now in wet we try to do it with all in 4 very soft suspension. So that's the plan. So if you go now out, we will put the bike on race mode 3. That means we will check that for you. It's here. Always stay on race Pro 3. It makes no sense if you go to race, because race is the mode, the fastest mode, which you can go even a little bit faster. If you go on race Pro 1, then you're on street tires, makes no sense. On race Pro 2 is for the slick tires. So stay at the moment on 3. If the whole day is raining, then we go these 3 Pro modes we put on the rain, and then you can a little bit play around with engine brakes. Then you can test engine brake on 1 or 2 on 3. So beginning is race Pro 3. Yep, Gigish.
Now, maybe you understand why we need 46 months to develop a bike like this. And 46 months explained in 10 minutes. Thank you, Sepp. We do the test now. Who would like to show it again? What's that explained?